All right, number one asked us, explain how a cube root is different from a square root. All right, someone, you can unmute yourself and give us your response. How is a cube root? I think we kind of missed that, Creighton.
Ain't square gonna be like 2?
Okay, square is 2.
Cube is 3.
So we're gonna say times 2 to get a product. And then cube, Elijah, I think, told us times 3 to get a product. You also could have gave us the different roots of it. The cube root will have a little 3 in front of that sign, that radical, and then the square root won't have anything in front of that radical. Good job, Elijah and Jamie. Any questions about explaining the difference between a cube root and a square root?
My computer on going slow.
Okay, Creighton, we're sorry about that. Hopefully we'll get it all fixed by tomorrow. All right, let's have a look at number 2. Number 2 read, a smaller square park has an area of 3,600 square meters. What is the length of one side of the park? All right, one fella, you can unmute and talk to us, or you can type in the chat real quickly. Tell us what you were thinking on this problem.
Length time width.
All right, and Austin, you said length time. What else do we know about a square?
We said 2.
Yes, we did say 2. So that's an indicator. So this formula, they would change it most likely to S squared. So if they don't give you length time width, just know if I see A equals S squared, they found the area of a square. And that's because the length and the width of that square would be the same measurement. All right, so in this question, they gave us 3,600. So that would be 3,600 is equal to S squared. Do anybody remember how we get rid of a square?
Square root.
Good job, Elijah. We got to find that square root. So we'll find the square root on both sides. And remember that square and square root will get rid of each other, leaving us with just S. And then what was the square root of 3,600? Did you find it, Elijah?
I'm finna do it now.
Okay. Anybody else try? One number we can multiply 2 times and get 3,600.
1,800.
All right, now Joseph, I think you are dividing by 2. You're dividing. Don't divide. We need the square root. Or think about a number I can get. Case in point, 36. What number can I multiply by itself to get 36?
6.
Good, 6. So we know 6 is going to be in that answer somewhere. How many zeros are in 3,600?
2.
2. So if I take off 1, I'll be left with 60. So the side length will be 60. Or in other words, Joseph, that would be 60 times 60. 6 and 6 is 36. And then those 2 zeros, 3,600. So try not to confuse it by dividing by 2. The square root is not division. You just got to try to train your mind to think of one number that's multiplied by itself to get that value. Good job, fellas.
write it down.
Let me know when you're ready, Craig.
Man, my computer will lag.
It's okay. And I'll plan to I'll share it later in Google Classroom, the little video, if you missed anything and need to go back and get something. All right, number 3 from last night. It said, when completely full, a cube-shaped container will hold 8,000 cubic centimeters of water. And then it asked us, what is the length of an edge of the container? Did anyone give that one a try? What's important in the question?
Cubic centimeters.
Okay, cubic centimeters. Austin, do you recall what's measured with cubic units? Or anybody recall what's measured with cubic units? All right, that's usually our volume because 3 numbers were multiplied to get it. So that's where they get the cubic from, length, width, and height. And then they told us it's a cube. What do we know about a cube?
S3.
Yeah.
Good job, good job. So the volume is equal to S cubed or S to the 3rd power. Good job. So if we substitute the value of 8,000 into this equation, we now have 8,000 is equal to S cubed. Similar to the square, how would we get rid of a cube?
Take the cube Rubik.
I got you, Joseph. All right, so we're gonna take that cube root on both sides. And just remember, on the right side, that's gonna get rid of each other, leaving us with just S. And then we have the cube root of 8,000. Now, before we move any further, now the cube root, that's not divided by 3, that's thinking of one number that I multiplied 3 times by itself. Did anybody find the cubic root? All right, a simpler way. If I was to ignore these zeros behind that 8, what's the cube root of 8? Anybody? It should be on your chart.
2.
Good job, Joseph. That will be 2. And then we said the number is multiplied 3 times. So that means a 0 would go with each of those numbers. So 20 would be that side length. Or in other words, that would be 20 times 20 times 20, which would give us 8,000.
Big boy. Big boy. Big.
All right, any questions on number 3?
No, ma'am.
All right, well, this morning was a quick session to see if we can get in, if we're having any problems. I see most of us are still having those expectations. We're following them. Kudos to you. Pat yourself on the back. Tomorrow we'll be back up and rocking and rolling with squares and cube roots. So make sure you have your necessary materials and all of that. If you ever have any issues with logging in or Wi-Fi, just let us know and we'll do our best to help get it fixed for you. And as always, if you have any questions for me throughout the day, don't hesitate to reach out and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you all have a great Wednesday.